Hello everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Last time, we had a catastrophe. We had a man left in space. Good old Jebediah Kerman, the first astronaut to land on the moon, was also the first astronaut to not be able to get off the moon correctly and get stuck in orbit. And now he's just floating around. He's just up here. He's got a beautiful view of the moon. But not much else. It's an EVA report. 24 science. So we can look forward to that when we catch him. But let me go back and try to get a rescue mission going here. So I did some science and I did a few little science things, and I unlocked this little piece of science here, and it gives us some more battery packs, some lights, and some solar panels, which are very important because we're going to need those to refuel our ship's electricity for when it runs out, and we will need electricity in this mission. So let me go in here. Alright, so we're going to need a pod for our mission, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to take a space probe and we're going to put it on top of our little ship here so we can fly it without using an astronaut. And that's going to be very important because we don't have any ships here with a crew capacity over 1, which means they can't even pick up a Kerbal who's stuck out in space if there's no room for him to get on the ship. It would be pointless. So we need a ship that can operate on its own until we get him in there. So we're going to need that. And then we're going to start building our ship. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take some fuel and then a few of these. Alright, let me put the snap on here. And the reason we're doing this is we were running out of fuel, so we want to make sure we have fuel to move. And then we also have some experimental parts that will be useful to us. First one is this rocket engine right here. Very efficient, though small, and it doesn't have a lot of thrust. But it will help us in maneuvers in space, and we won't have to use that much fuel when we're doing it. So we're going to put those there. Actually, no, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to put one here, and then this is just going to be our backup fuel. Shouldn't need much more because we're going to have some RCS. So let's put some RCS on there. We're going to do 4. We're going to put some right there, and we're going to put some right here. There we go. Alright. Next thing we're going to want is some science stuff. So let's take this off and take the Science Junior. Put it on there. A couple of these. Mystery goo containers for when we get to the moon. And then, maybe we're also going to need this. We're going to need something to transmit the data. So let's just put one of these on the back here. And maybe a couple more of these, because, I mean, if we're up there, might as well get some science, right? Alright. Oops. Let's try to make this a little bit more level. There we go. And snap this onto the bottom. And put a coupler on the bottom of that, and that is our main ship for this mission. Alright, so next thing we're going to want to do is take the ship up a little bit. And we're going to need a stage to get us into orbit so we can do all of our maneuvers. So we're going to need a couple fuel tanks on here. And we're going to add just a regular thrust engine. And since we're just doing that, if we added this one right here, it would deflect our thrust in certain directions. Or is it that one? Oh, this one deflects our thrust, so we don't want that one. We want the one that's more powerful. This one will deflect your thrust in certain directions to help you steer, but since we have RCS, we're not really going to need that. So we want the more powerful engine so we can get into space. And then I don't think one of those is going to be enough, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold Alt. I'm going to click, and that'll give us another engine. And we're going to put a couple of these on the side of that so that we can get into space a little bit easier. Actually, let's do a thing here. Yeah, like that. All right. And then the last thing I want to do is take a couple radial decouplers and add them to the side here, down here, and we're going to take another experimental part we have and we're going to add it on here. This is just a giant booster, so it's going to allow us to get into space a lot easier. And we're going to put like 3 of these on here. Where's R&D? Let's match the R&D symbols. There we go. Oh, it's off center now. Can I ever get this right? Alright, that's close enough. And then we're going to do one more. Alright, there we go. So these are going to be very, very off center. And they're going to be very powerful, so we don't want them to fly off. So let's put another radial decoupler there. And just for safety's sake, we're going to put another one right here. If I can get it. It's not even on. Grab again. It's being weird. There we go. It's not really centered, but whatever. And then, of course, support, because this thing is not going to be very well supported because of all that extra thrust. So let's just add a bunch of these. And as we do this, it's also adding it to the other side. Symmetry. Very important. And then we're going to connect to the engine right here. And right here. I don't know if those are actually connected, but, you know, that'll help a little bit. And, of course, right there. And right here. So this should be plenty to hold the ship together. Let's make sure our staging is correct. And we need to add some RCS, fuel, and some batteries. Because, like I said, we have all that stuff. So let's do batteries. We're going to need some solar panels. I'm going to put one on each of these containers here. And it says 45 charge per minute. And how much charge does the capsule use? Not a lot. 54 an hour. So that should be plenty. So we're just going to need a few battery packs here. We'll put them right on the outsides of that. And I think that's good enough for electricity. All we need now is some RCS fuel. So I'm going to take some of these. I'm going to add some right there. And we're gonna make sure we don't run out of RCS fuel, because that could be very, very bad. Put some right there. And then I'll put another one right across right here. Maybe I should just put them on the inside. Right there. And right there. Doesn't really match up, but whatever. It looks alright. I think that's good. I think that's all we need. Alright, so let's test this ship. Alright, all that's correct. Our staging here is correct. That's not correct. Move those down. So we want these to go off, and then we want them to decouple. So move that down. And then we want these engines to go off. And once that's done, we want them to decouple again. And then we want this engine to go off. And of course, let's think about re-entry. Put some of these. Actually, we can just do them right like this. Put a few of these on here. And that should help us land really good. Alright, and last thing. They always put a crew member in here, and if you don't take them out, you're gonna be done. Because there is like a tutorial mission where you have to go rescue someone in space. We're basically doing that, but it's around the moon. So I'm gonna get rid of this. It should be easier around the moon. Let's get rid of this, and we have an empty ship. All right, so let's Should I put some lights on here? Let's put a light. Let's put 3 lights. And let's have them facing upwards so that they can see our ship. And when you make these kind of things, you can do action groups. So I don't know how to do the lights, so what I'm going to do is do custom 1. And what custom 1 is the number pad above your keyboard. Not the number pad, but the other numbers. I don't know what to call them, but you click on this and it will give you an option to turn on lights. And then I'm going to, actually I think toggle lights works. Let me put toggle lights on, and that's going to be all 3 of them. So when I hit 1 on the keyboard, it's going to activate the lights and they will be on, and then I can turn them off easily with 1 as well. So while we're doing this, let's also do all of our science. Put all the mystery goos. We're going to put 2 of the mystery goos right here on number 2, another 2 on number 3, and then the 4th one will be our Science Bay Junior. So observe materials. I don't know why that lights up the whole thing. All I'm doing is observing the materials, and that should be good. So let's launch. These things right here, man. This is like my 3rd attempt at this. They're causing some problems. They're causing lots of problems. They keep destroying my ship. I need to lower them. A lot. They need to be... Maybe we can just put them below. Let's take them off the sides. Alright. Get rid of all that. Let's try to put them below these. So we're going to need some stacked couplers. 1 right there. And 2 right here. Alright. And then we're just going to throw the boosters down there, I guess. We had 6, right? So I'm going to put 1 there. 2 there. And then I'm going to put 1... We're going to have to... Maybe we'll just have more this time. More. More is always better, right? Put 1 on each side of that. And then... a couple right here. And a couple right here. Oh, that's not the right thing. Oh, we can do that. That'll work. And then we have to raise it, because we don't want to be going into the ground with this. Alright. Looks pretty good. Actually, let me take these off, because I want them to all go off at the same time. So I can just drop them all at once. Keep grabbing the wrong thing. There we go. This will get rid of some of the complexity. And then one more thing. Let's make sure our structure is good. So I'm going to put some... Oh, geez, what just happened? I didn't grab the things like I wanted to. There we go. Put it at the top. And just make a bunch of them. That should be good. It's a little bit more structurally intact now. And do this. Since we have those sitting there. Alright. So now we're good. I think we're ready for launch now. Oh, one more thing. Always does it to me. Get rid of Bill. Problematic space. Engineer guy. Astronaut. Kerbal knot. Alright. Take the thrust up. RCS. SAS. And launch. That looks cool though. Wow, that looks cool. I like the look of that. It's like a battery of engines. Oh geez. They're gonna overheat. That's not good. They might not overheat. It's gonna be, no, they'll overheat, but it's gonna be near the end. So what we're gonna do is once these go, they're gonna go. Hopefully they won't destroy my engines. Oh, you know what? They won't overheat. Good. Good. So once these are done, we're going to decouple them, and then we're going to activate our other engines, and we're going to take a look at our orbit. We're going to go about 45 degrees over here. See, it's slightly shifting. Alright, decouple those, activate our engines, and start tilting to the right. Alright, that should be good for a second. Let me look at what we got here. Oh, we definitely got something. Let's turn it more. Oh, we're gonna get into space, no problem. Oh, this is easy. Alright, so we're gonna start looking at the moon as our destination. Oh man, this is gonna be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'll try to do it all with these engines just to get to the moon, and then the rest can be with our other engines. We might even be able to make a pass at Minmus if we have enough fuel, and we can get some scientific data from there. Minmus has even more science. I mean, you get a lot of science from some science from Kerbin, even more science from the moon, and a lot of science from Minmus. So that should be good. All right. Then let's go even more tilted now, because we're really just focusing on our orbits currently. That's good. That's very good. If it gets to about 500,000, I think I'm just going to cut it. And then we're just going to fast forward and do a maneuver. Alright, get ready to cut. And cut. Now. Ah, close. But no cigar. Alright, and do a maneuver. That should be good enough. I'm not really worried about that. And let's tilt, go over to our spot. We want to use the lowest amount of fuel possible here, but we need it for these maneuvers because the ship is so big. The bigger the ship, the more RCS fuel you're going to need. And monopropellant looks good, so shouldn't be an issue. Where is the planet? So we're going to make this orbit, and then we're probably going to come around here and do a maneuver. You can add maneuvers to, if you already look at these right here, you can add more maneuvers to them. So let's add a maneuver. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That didn't really affect us that much. Hold up. Let's see. All right. Well, that's good, because that'll give us another orbit. But that's not what we're trying to accomplish here. We're just trying to get to the moon. That should be plenty right there. Alright, that's just telling us, I think that's the total fuel we'll need for all the maneuvers. But we're going to do our maneuver here at about 15 seconds. Don't want to miss it. Alright, fast forward a little bit more, 15 seconds, activate it now. Alright, I'm going to look at this and watch our orbit go. And then once it's about, oh, I ran out of fuel. Alright, that's alright. At least those things will go back to Kerbal or Kerbin. And then activate our little engine. The littlest engine that could. It's good enough though. Got us into orbit. As you can see, it's slow, but it's extremely efficient. So, can we fast forward? Oh, there's a manual fast forward, but I don't know how to do it. So we're just gonna have to wait here. I think I'm just gonna cut it to when the orbit's correct, and then we're gonna do another maneuver there. See you in a second. Alright, we're coming up on it here. I'm gonna cut it when it's about the same. That's good. Might have gone a little bit farther, but we can get rid of this maneuver node. And we just look at this one. So we want to do a maneuver that's going to give us a lot of space to do our maneuver. Because, you know, it's no bueno. And we want to make sure we come up on the right side of the planet too. So the way this looks is we're going to come up on the left side. We want to be going clockwise around the moon. So we want to come up on this side of the moon and not this side. I think we're doing that. So this should be a good maneuver. 4-minute burn. But before we get there, I neglected to do something. I didn't name the vessel. We didn't name our vessel. We gotta name it. So let's name this thing Rescue Medic. The Rescue Medic. Alright. And let's fast forward to what our burn is. I don't think we even need RCS anymore, so let's not even bother using that. Because we're going to want as much RCS as possible. Alright, fast forward. I'm going to do this burn at about 3 minutes. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Oop, I passed it. That's good enough. Let's do it right here. And this could take a while, so we are waiting. We're gonna wait. You're not gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so I was just looking something up. I found something out. There's a key that can make everything better. It's the modifier key. And modifier key on Windows is Alt. So if I hold Alt and I hit the fast forward button, I can manually fast forward. So we can do this maneuver a lot quicker. Let's go to map. And watch it increase. A bit quicker. Alright, we're coming up on it. And cut. Alright. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Just hold and thrust a little more. So we get to our destination. Alright, it's looking good, looking good. And cut it. That's about what we wanted. That's very good. That's one of the more accurate orbits I've gotten. It's basically a line with a dot next to it. Alright, so we can fast forward for real this time. But before we do that, I'm going to do some fuel transfer just to make sure we have enough fuel to do all of our maneuvers.